All right, great pleasure. Interior Secretary Doug Burgum is joining us. Mr. Secretary Doug Burgum, nice to see you again, sir. Just reading your interview, your podcast interview with our good friend Miranda Devine. So let me get this right. So the Biden administration punished Alaska, and I don't know if punished North Dakota more than it punished Iran or Russia. Our enemies for oil prices. That's a fair quote, and that's what actually happened?
Well, Larry, it's unbelievable, but there was the Biden administration, 68 executive orders against energy production in Alaska, just completely handcuffing America. And at the same time, of course, the Biden administration put a ban on production and the construction of LNG export facilities. These kinds of activities clearly helped our adversaries, helped Iran, helped Russia, helped them fund wars against us, hurt the American consumer. It's part of the policies that cost that party the election. But under President Trump, he believes in innovation, not in regulation. And right now, we're unleashing American energy. President Trump signing this historic trade deal with Europe. They're agreeing to buy $250 billion of energy a year from America. And again, just this morning on the phone, speaking with the Minister of Energy from Italy, these folks are now buying zero Russian gas. The U.S. is going to be the #1 provider of LNG to the country of Italy. You're going to see deals like this just racking up and stacking up going ahead because we're a reliable, trusted partner. And America now, #1 LNG producer in the world by a huge margin. All of this from a country where that's happening because of innovation.
Well, Doug, as we've talked, you and I have talked about this a lot. I mean, in the first term, we did the best we could to sell as much LNG as possible around the world. But I want to stay with the European issue. In this article today about the Miranda Devine podcast, it does point out that Europe collectively is purchasing roughly $25.5 billion worth of fossil fuels from Russia. $25.5 billion worth of fossil fuels from Russia. That's last year, 2024. That's according to a Helsinki think tank report. That means they're buying more from Russia than they provided to the Ukraine. The contributions of Europe to the Ukraine was only $21.7 billion. Now, that was from last year, but that's got to stop. I mean, we can't be letting our allies. Really, we shouldn't let anybody. I mean, I'm for secondary sanctions and tariffs. But the point is, why are the Europeans still buying from Russia? That's just aiding the war effort for Vladimir Putin. That's just putting them in cahoots with China and India. That's got to stop, sir.
Well, absolutely it does, Larry, and the Trump administration is working hard on that. But you're right. I mean, that number of what the European purchases were from Russia is a low number. That's down from before the war started. So clearly, the oil purchases by some of our allies were funding the wars we're in. There was $80 to $100 billion of illicit oil sales sold by Iran due to the failed sanctions of the Biden administration, and that was funding over 24 terror groups. So they were asking us to fund our allies, but then our allies were funding our adversaries. But President Trump's got that all straightened around. When we have energy dominance and energy abundance, when we're selling energy to our friends and allies, that leads to prosperity at home for American workers, and it leads to peace abroad because people have got a secure, reliable supply of energy. And that's core to the whole diplomatic strategy of President Trump. It's why he's getting trade deals done. And it's why we're resetting the world order of trade, but exciting things for American energy coming ahead of us.
Just the last one. I've only got 30 seconds. Has a deal been done with the European countries to full stop purchases of Russian oil?
Not yet, but obviously we're putting the sanctions on Russia, and we're creating everything we could do to be selling more energy. Both Energy Secretary Chris Wright and I are going to be in Europe next week at the largest gas conference in Europe. We're going to be over there looking for customers and looking for opportunities for American companies to sign deals with European partners.
All right, we'll leave it there. Interior Secretary Doug Burgum. Thank you, Doug. We appreciate it very much.